Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife and welcome to Pueblo, Colorado. This is where my mom lives. A number of years ago, my mom left Alaska and she sort of went looking for the place that she wanted to call home. She went to Florida, she went all over the US, and I remember she called me one day and basically said, I found where I want to live. And I thought, great, amazing, where is it? And she said, Pueblo, Colorado. And I said, what? Where? Like, I had heard of Pueblo, but I literally knew nothing at all about Pueblo. So what do? I go to Google, I type in Pueblo, Colorado, and to be honest, the things that I found at first, like, didn't get me stoked that this is where my mom wanted to live. I read articles about high crime, I read about it being like an old steel mill town and like how the town had kind of gone into decline since the mill had left. Just a lot of things like that. And then I would talk to friends of mine who live in or have lived in Colorado and told them my mom was moving to Pueblo, and I wasn't more encouraged by what they would say. They would be like, why? Of all the places, why? And so there's this stigma around this town. This sort of exists for a lot of people. And so the first time I came to Pueblo to visit my mom, I came here with those things in my mind. The problem is that, like, that's not what I've experienced. And I've been here a number of times now, and every time I come to Pueblo, I like it more and more. Now, I wanted to do on this trip, a lot of you guys know I'm here visiting my mom. She's having a bunch of health issues, right in the middle of kind of her cancer battle. And one of the things I wanted to do while I was here, I wanted to take time while mom is napping and resting, and I wanted to show you Pueblo through my eyes, because this is a town that I have grown to absolutely love. I feel like it's up and coming. I feel like it has so many things about it that are just so unique and so cool for a town its size. Now I know, like every city, anywhere, there are bad parts, there's bad history, there are bad stories, there are, of course, things that are not ideal. But for me, I actually think this is a really great town, and you guys know that I love showing you places maybe that people don't always go. I loved vlogging places like Detroit, Michigan. I loved vlogging places like Cincinnati, Ohio. I loved when I visited Dayton, Ohio. Just towns that don't always, I don't know, towns that kind of get looked over. And I feel like Pueblo is one of those. It's a great little town, and in this vlog, just want to take you around to some of the things that I love about Pueblo. Maybe my favorite place in all of Pueblo is the downtown area, and this is the Union Depot right here, sort of on the edge of downtown. You can see lots of old historic brick buildings, which I absolutely love. There are a bunch of restaurants down over there. I'll show you a little bit of downtown later, but just look how cute this is. And one of the things that I really like about Pueblo is that it gets like 300 days of sunshine a year. Now today, it's kind of cloudy, but you can see some blue skies right over here. And I'll say, almost every trip that I have had here, I've had amazing weather. Now, when you think of Colorado, or at least when I thought of Colorado, I always thought about mountains and ski resorts, that kind of thing. Pueblo is about 45 minutes south of Colorado Springs. Pueblo is more like high desert, and so it tends, at least to me, to feel more New Mexico than what I perceive of Colorado. So it is, yeah, high desert, warm, gets real hot in the summertime. I love it. Now it's still morning, and before we get too far into the vlog, I need to start my day the way that most days when I visit Pueblo start. Right here at Gypsy Java's. It is such a cool coffee shop. I love the way they used this old piano kind of as the bar with all of the cream, sugar, lids and stuff. Very cool. Nice little seating areas. You can see they have a bunch of tables back here, and they actually have like a little elevated seating area back over there too. Okay, coffees, check. Now we can get our day started. Now my mom lives in what's called the Mesa Junction part of Pueblo, and it's a beautiful neighborhood. One of the things I love are the really wide streets, all of the big trees, but there are also some unbelievably older and beautiful homes in this neighborhood. I mean, look at that. Just feels very, I don't know, historic, throwback. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. There's also one thing that we don't get in Alaska, are brick homes, I think because of the weather and all that. But are you kidding me? Look at that home with like the ivy there up the round part. So now I'm out here at another one of my favorite places in Pueblo. This is the Pueblo State Park out here at the reservoir, and it's beautiful. I remember the first time I ever came to Pueblo, my mom brought us out here. It's a huge recreation area. They have everything from camping to boating. There's lots of hiking trails around here. There's like an archery range. There's just so much stuff to do around here. It's really pretty. Let me show you. So this is the view from the visitor center. You can see there's like a little harbor down here with a bunch of boats. And then you have the reservoir like all over in here. And I think I can drive. I think over there is where we went. And you actually can get like to the top of that bluff. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to get up there again. They have a couple signs here at the visitor center about different birds to be on the lookout for. You can see they have bald eagles, hawks, and then over here, lots of different butterflies, and then bees. Also, that looks like a horrible thing to fall into. Can you imagine just like tripping and falling into that? No, thank you. Now I'm here in the gift shop at the visitor center. You can see all sorts of Lake Pueblo stickers. They've got hats and shirts and all sorts of stuff. I love that they also sell, of course, camping stuff, fire starters, s'more kits. So this is actually my first time here in the visitor center. When we came out here before, we went to the other side of the lake. So I'm glad I'm getting to see this. Also, a snake plush. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Although you guys, kind of liking the hat. All right, so I'm leaving the visitor center for the second time. This is hilarious. I left maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago, and I got to the next place, and I pulled out the camera to vlog, and I thought, I don't have my camera. I set it down when I was buying my hat, and I never picked it back up. So I'd come back I'd come back to the visitor center, get the camera. Now, all right guys, now we can go to the next spot. You can see we have a bit of a storm rolling through for a town that gets 300 days of sunshine a year. This is not something I have seen a lot of in my visits to Pueblo. Over here on the right, you can see the Pueblo Dam. I was looking online and it said over 2 billion pounds of concrete was used in the building of this. It was built in the 1970s. It's here on the Arkansas River, and that is pretty damn cool. Did you guys see what I did there with the with my joke? There are certain areas of the park that you can visit without having a pass, but where I'm driving to now, I had to stop and buy one. So it was $10 for a day pass to kind of drive through the area. Wanted to do that because there's some things that I want to try to go see while we're here. If I lived here, I for sure would have like a parks pass, without a doubt. And you can tell most people coming in here were going down the side of the kind of the welcome booth where they already had passes. So I paid my $10. Now, let's keep driving. So now we're kind of on the other side. The visitor center was right over there where we were earlier. You can see there's a few people in boats out on the water. Got some people down here as well, fishing, I think. There's actually a trail, like right over here, like a paved path. Let's go walk that way a little bit. Sometimes Pueblo can be really hot when I visit. Today, for this Alaskan, feels amazing. It's funny though, because I've seen a few people out here in like, not necessarily like winter clothes, but you can tell that they are not warm. Whereas for me, there's like a bit of a light breeze and it's just, it feels so nice to be outside. All right, we're back on the road, continuing our drive through the park. This is one of the reasons I love this area out here by the reservoir. Just the rock formations up there. It's just so different than what I'm used to seeing in Alaska. I've done my exploring here around the state park, had a beautiful drive on a day that has been, it's weird, like there's blue sky and then it would rain and more blue sky and rain. It's beautiful to get out and drive. I love seeing the rock formations, as I said. You can see back here at the dam. However, it is lunchtime and you guys, I'm hungry. Now, Pueblo actually has some pretty good food. I've had some great meals here. I've had really great Indian food. My gosh, I've had some unbelievable Mexican food here. However, I don't feel like I could do a Pueblo video without having the meal that probably Pueblo is most known for, let's go get a Slopper. You might be saying, Adam, the Slopper doesn't sound very appetizing. That's not the most appetizing name, and you're correct. It also does not look like the most appetizing meal. It is not a visually attractive meal, I'll say that. Basically what a Slopper is an open face burger topped with Pueblo green chilies, cheese, and onions. Oh my gosh, it is so delicious. Green chilies are part of the heartbeat of Pueblo, I have learned. You can get green chilies on almost everything. Breakfasts in the morning, lunches, dinners. There's even a place that has like a green chili mocha. They have green chili beer, which I'll probably show you later this vlog. And they are amazing. When I visit, I cannot get enough Pueblo green chilies. And so that is like the thing that makes the Slopper, is the green chilies. Now, it's served in lots of places here in Pueblo. Not everybody agrees on where it started. Some say it started at a place called Gray's Coors Tavern. Some people say that it started at a place called Star Bar. I'm actually at Star Bar right now. It's where I'm gonna have the burger today. I've never been here. I've never had theirs. I think Gray's is probably the more popular of the places in town. They are closed today. That's why I'm not there. So I'm excited to go in, have some lunch, and show you what the heck a Slopper is. All right, here's what Star Bar looks like. You can see we have the food menu right here, and right there for $13.25 is the Slopper. You know that's what we're getting. So I have ordered my Slopper, and you gotta love a bar where they come around and give you candy. Definitely my kind of place. All right, so while I'm waiting for my lunch, I found this news article from earlier this year of the Pueblo Slopper Tour. And number 1 was Gray's Tour. Gray's Coors Tavern. Number 2, Sunset. Number 3, here is Star Bar. All right, food has been delivered. There is my Slopper. Like I said, it is not the most appetizing looking meal, but I'm so excited. She asked me if I wanted my fries on top of the burger and covered with chilies, or on the side. I said on the side. She's like, do you want me to cover them with chili? And I said, of course. It looks amazing. All right, here we go. Star Bar Slopper, bite number 1. Well, they took my plate and I completely finished it. It was amazing. Also, this place is the best. A lady came by and was like, do you want a cupcake? What? Yes, always, yes. Oh my goodness. I've probably had 5 or 6 Sloppers since my mom moved to Pueblo. That was, if not the best, top 2 probably that I've had. And what I loved about it is the whole setting fit the Slopper. The thing I love about the Slopper is there's like no pretense. It's not trying to be anything that it's not. It is a burger covered in delicious green chili. That's it. And this was just like, it had that great dive bar kind of feel. It was a bar without pretense, a meal without pretense. That was perfect. The sun is continuing to peek through the clouds, and now I want to take you to what I think might be my favorite part of Pueblo. Let's go downtown and check out the Riverwalk. Here we are on the Arkansas River, right here in downtown Pueblo. And this is an area that has been built up and developed in, honestly, just like a really amazing way. It goes all through like that way. We're gonna go walk it and see it. It's green, it's beautiful. Let's go check it out. You can see now we're down here by the water. There's a path on both sides of the river. Lots of families out today. And what I love is that they've not developed, they haven't built like buildings all the way up to the river. You'll see kind of up here, there's more development, but there's lots of green space out here. It still feels very, very park-like, which I love. You can see the river actually splits off that way. So what I'm planning on doing is walking up one side of the Riverwalk and then walking back to the car on the other side. Hi, gooses. It's times like this and places like this where I just don't understand why Pueblo doesn't get more love. This is like a cool downtown area. There's not a lot of cities that have a great space like this right in the downtown. Now you can see we're coming into part of the area where there's more development. There's just all sorts of stuff. There's restaurants with seating right out here by the river. There is like a waterfall water feature up there. They have like a little fountain splash pad area. There's some kids playing in. This is the Center for American Values. One of the things that's actually kind of interesting about Pueblo is that they've had, I think it's 4 like Medal of Honor winners here. And so Pueblo's a city with just a lot of patriotism. And this here, right on the Riverwalk in downtown. I bet you didn't expect to see gondolas in Pueblo, Colorado, did you? So they have this, they have these boats up here, and they do these little Riverwalk tours, just little rides up and down the whole Riverwalk area. And I think that is so cool. In fact, I was down here, I think yesterday, and I saw one of the boats just going up the river. So this is where you would kind of loop back around and go to the other side, which I'm going to do. However, I want to cross over to the street, or cross over the street, and just kind of show you what's over here. Because over here, you've got this little like open lagoon area, but look at this. You can rent paddle boats. You can rent those floating ducks. What? It is just so cool. Also, the sunshine feels amazing. Now let's cross back over the street and walk back down the other side. All right, so here's what it looks like where you kind of turn around and go to the other side. You see there's those boats down there. Let's head this way. Look how fun these statues are. You can see there's kids playing basketball, kids playing baseball, another basketball one over here. Then we have one more on this side. And I believe, I'm not positive, I think this building right behind me is the world headquarters for PBR, not Pabst Blue Ribbon, professional bull riding, or the pro bull riding, whatever that is. You know, rodeo, bulls, that kind of stuff. It's based here in Pueblo, which I did not know until my mom moved here. And I think that's their building, not positive. Well, now I'm pretty positive. Oh, professional bull riders. I was close. Holy cow, you guys, look at those clouds. Those don't look fun. But I'm still in the sunshine over here. And then right over here we have, I think this is the Brews Ale House. My brother and I ate here when we were here last month, and it was really, really great. Also, what a nice location out here on the water. Now we could cut over this bridge and kind of cut out all of this part, but I'm kind of loving walking, so let's keep doing the lap. I love this mural. It says, "We are in this together." And then down there, "We are in this together." And then in the middle it says, "What you say to someone with depression can change everything." Look how beautiful this statue is. I feel like we might have shown this on a previous Pueblo vlog, but it is amazing. You see you have the blanket on the back. My favorite part of this though is you can see the detail for like all of the beadwork. It's one of the things I like about Pueblo, especially the Riverwalk area. There's just a lot of art. There's a lot of statues. It's a visually beautiful place. And that does kind of continue around a lot of Pueblo. One of the things I'll show you still is that they have a lot of great murals. There are so many. And so I'll show you a few of them before the end of the vlog. And just like that, we're done. I think the Riverwalk is just under 1.5 mile loop. Perfect. It's so great. What a fun place just to come and walk. If I lived here, I feel like that would be my like walking place. It's just so nice. Everybody was so friendly. I don't know if you guys noticed any of the videos, but like no trash almost anywhere. It's very, very clean, very well done. I love the Riverwalk. Now, let's go explore a little bit more of downtown. All right, so this is kind of my favorite area of like, and I don't even know if it's considered downtown Pueblo, but basically there are all sorts of antique stores and coffee shops. Look at this. There's like a little organic plant store down here. They have the Gold Dust Saloon. Also, those clouds from that storm kind of chasing me, and I'm hearing thunder and lightning. but I want to get the vlog done first. This is another great place that I've been a couple times. It's the Bite Me Cake Company. They've got like pinball machines, and it's a bakery, and they've got some like beer and stuff. A bakery with beer and pinball. What more could you want? And you might be noticing that a lot of the places downtown are closed, and say, Adam, Pueblo doesn't look like it's very happening. Well, it is Sunday and it is Mother's Day, and there's a lot of things that are closed for today. I think a lot of moms, like my mom, home resting. So it is more quiet than I'm used to seeing it. Here's some of those murals I was telling you about, and they exist all through downtown. I love the big sunflower though. And there is a part of Pueblo that I want to show you, but I can't show you right now. I mean, I could, but it is so much more impressive at nighttime. It is called Neon Alley. It was actually one of the first things my mom took me to here in Pueblo. And I remember thinking, what town am I in? It's amazing. We'll go there later tonight. This is fun. It's a new area that's going to be opening up soon, I think. You can see they have different, just like different food trailers. They've got picnic tables. Property is, yeah, food truck property, now leasing. I think that is such a cool idea. When that opens up, definitely want to go check it out. Also, more cool artwork. The next place we're gonna go is a place I have not been. It actually just opened, I think within the last month. It's called the Fuel and Iron Food Hall. Basically what they did is they took an older building, a historic building here in Pueblo, and completely remodeled it into something that is very new for this town. I've heard great things. It looks super cool on Instagram. It's right up here. Let's go check it out. Just more proof that you never know what you're gonna see. Okay, this is super cool. So what they have are different like food vendors all around the outside. You can see there's a ramen place over here. There's Steel Crescent Kitchen. There's several of them. But then over here in the middle is a cocktail bar. Up front is Solar Roast Coffee. They have lots of tables, so you can get your food from any of the food vendors, get a cocktail, get coffee, grab a place to sit. And then you can see they also have an area you can sit outside on nice days. So there's the food hall building. It was way better even than I expected. They had a hot chicken restaurant, a ramen restaurant. There was like a Mexican restaurant. There was, I think, one that sold like bison burgers and stuff. I don't remember what else there was. Coffee, the cocktail lounge. In fact, I would have stopped and got a cocktail there. However, there's another drink I want to have here in Pueblo today. So I'm not going to drink there because I want to go to my favorite brewery in town. But as we walk back to the car, I'll show you a few more things I love around here. Along this whole area are a bunch of different boutiques, different shops, and a pipe and cigar shop. Okay, so we've been exploring Pueblo. We had Pueblo green chilies for lunch. We went out and saw the state park. I've shown you some of my favorite parts about this town. We did the Riverwalk, but it doesn't feel like it would be appropriate for me to end a Pueblo vlog without having some Pueblo green chili beer. So here we are at Walter's, my favorite brewery in Pueblo. They have amazing beer. When mom is taking naps and sleeping, this is kind of the place that I escape away to. They have a food truck outside today, which I think is pretty cool. But let's go inside and get a drink. Okay, well, I got a flight. I just love so many of their beers. This is their, they have a Bombshell Blackberry Sour that was released today. Now, I actually got a sneak peek of it yesterday, so I know that I love it. Then I have the Pueblo Chili. That's this one. You've got to have a chili beer when in Pueblo. And I got the Lemon Shandy, nice summer beer. And then the Coffee Bach over there. I just grabbed a seat over here, kind of in the pool area. It's super chill. There's like another area back over there. The main bar is like right there. Then there's a whole nother seating area over there. And then, let me just actually go show you outside, because they have a huge outdoor space as well that I think is so cool. You can see tables to go all the way back there. More tables and stuff all up there. They have the like bistro lights. Looks very cool at nighttime. This place has actually kind of been just a bit of a sanctuary for me, honestly, on my trips here. I've gotten to know one of the bartenders, which is super cool. And I just love coming here. It's never, like, even when it's busy, it's not like loud and crazy. Everybody I've met here has been super nice. And so I don't know, I love it. And they have good beer. What's that like? Just like that, my flight is done. Also, this is really cool. This brewery, Walters, has been in business since 1889. Now, it hasn't been continuous. In fact, I'm pretty sure that it closed down for a while and just fairly recently, well, I think recently, reopened. But throughout the brewery, they have all sorts of like historical newspapers and other things about the brewery. I mean, look how cool these old cans are. And then down here they have just a bunch of old things they used to have. Like that pen is so cool. Oh, I love it. Wait a second, like a Walters pipe and ashtray? But my beer's done. I think Mom is awake or waking up soon. I need to go home and make dinner for her, so I'm gonna head out. Well, I walked outside to a downpour and the sunshine. What the heck's going on, Pueblo? I'm back at my mom's house, but the vlog is not over yet because there's one more thing I really want to show you. But I think, as I mentioned earlier, you have to see it at night. It is just, it's amazing at night. So I'm gonna put you down for a little bit and then I'll pick you back up a little bit later when we go check out the last thing I want you to see here in Pueblo. Okay, so it is a number of hours later. It is about 8 p.m. I just left Mom's house. And I want to end the vlog by showing you a couple of things. First of all, check this out. This is the Rollins Public Library here in Pueblo. It is gigantic and it's been voted as one of the best libraries in the country. I think this is bigger than the public library we have in Anchorage, which is a city probably 3 times the size of Pueblo. Very, very cool. But what I want to show you is this yellow brick road and this piece of art right over here. I actually forgot that I wanted to show you this earlier. So before we go to our last spot, I want you to see this. How flippin' cool. And again, this is just the kind of art that they have all over the city. It says everything you were looking for was right there with you all along. All right, now we're gonna go to a place here in Pueblo called Neon Alley. It's actually like a block away from where I started the video this morning. And I think I mentioned this earlier, my first trip to Pueblo, my mom brought us there at nighttime. And I remember walking through thinking, what am I seeing? I've never seen anything like it before. It is so cool. And it's best experienced at night. You'll see why here in a second. You also want to know one more thing that's really cool, is that we actually have a viewer of ours who works here in the Pueblo Public Library, and I love that. Welcome to what is known here in Pueblo as Neon Alley. It's a whole little section here. I'm gonna walk around and show you. It is just filled with the coolest neon signs. Everything from Super Tommy's Burgers, police department, a giant Scott office pencil, the Greyhound sign, and you can see some of them aren't even lit up yet. There are so many of them. I love the Aladdin's sign down there. Is that Batman and Robin? Like a Shell gasoline sign, a Rexall drug sign, and you can see there are even more down this way. And over here, there are even more. Isn't this so cool? There's a good view of a lot of the alley. And then over here you can see we have even more. It just keeps going. And I just wish it showed up better on video because look how far down it goes down there. On both sides of the street, I love the Dogs and Suds sign. And what ones do we have up here? The Star Bus Depot, Steel City Electric, Formal Wear. There's like an old cigar sign down there. And as I'm heading out, there's another wall of neon signs here. So you can see looking back to Neon Alley, kind of the main area right there around the corner. And then they have a trolley car here because why not? And they also have like an old school red telephone booth. I just love it so much. And it was funny because I stopped to take a bunch of photos. I loved the way the neon was reflecting in all of the water because it's been raining. And so you were kind of getting neon in the ground and in the sky. So I was taking a bunch of photos down by the ground where the water was. And a guy saw me taking them and he came over and he's like, can I see those? And so I showed him, he's like, can I get that photo? And so I sent him the photo that he wanted. So you guys, That was Pueblo, Colorado. This is the town that my mom lives in, the town my mom absolutely loves. In fact, I asked her earlier, I said, Mom, why Pueblo? Like, how did you decide on Pueblo? And she told me a story that I actually didn't know. She said, Adam, it was an accident. I said, well, what do you mean? How do you move to a town by accident? She said that her and a friend of hers were on a road trip, and they stopped at a town in New Mexico that they really liked. And it started with a P, but she couldn't remember the name of the town. So when she got back home to Alaska, she started looking and on a map, remember those old school things, and she saw Pueblo, and she thought, well, maybe that was it. And so she kind of made a note to come back here. And so a friend of hers moved to Colorado, and my mom came to Pueblo. And she said that within 5 days, not consecutive, but 5 days in Pueblo, she bought her house. She came here for one weekend, a second weekend, and then it was the first day on the third weekend that she bought her house. Because she said as soon as she moved here, she started meeting people. And one of the things that she said I thought was really interesting, she said she noticed that as she walked down the street, people would look her in the eye, smile, and say hello. It's as simple as that. So I wanted to make this video for a couple of reasons. Number one, it was important to me to document the town that my mom lives in and absolutely loves. Number two, lots of sirens somewhere. Number two, I've had the most amazing experiences here. It's a town that I genuinely look forward to visiting when I get to come down here and see my mom. It has exceeded every expectation that I've ever had. Every story that I heard of Pueblo has not proven to be true in my experience. And I just wanted to share that with all of you, because to me, Pueblo is such a good reminder that you can find beauty anywhere if you are willing to look for it. Who would think a place as cool as Neon Alley exists in Pueblo, Colorado? Who would think that a place like the Riverwalk, where we went earlier, beautiful downtown riverfront area, exists in Pueblo, Colorado? And there are so many things I didn't get to show you that I love. There's an Italian market here that serves unbelievable meatball subs. It's been here for more than 100 years. My favorite restaurant in all of Pueblo is a place called Martinez Cafe. It's owned by, I believe it's two sisters, kind of near my mom's house. They have the most amazing food. There's just so much about this town that I have grown to love, and it was important to me to share it with all of you. So friends, that's Pueblo, Colorado. I think it's freaking awesome, and I hope you do too. We'll see you on the next LeggLife video.